of Summertime?
Sure.
I'd love to hear that. That'd be nice for the video.
Yeah, it's pretty special.
Yep.
We feel very, very honored, I would say, because in our family...
Considering how vain he is, I'm surprised these are still on his...
You want me to take these off?
Well, you're being videoed right now. I just don't want you to be under any illusion.
My vanity now is...
Uh-oh, now he's going to be really stiff, because now he knows he's... What do you think's been going on in the last 5 minutes?
I know, it's been
I hope you didn't get me blowing my nose, because you will in a minute, because I have to. This is about to happen right now.
Well, here's the situation. I mean, our family is very...
Wait, I'm sorry, but we've got to cut this too, so start over again, would you?
No, our family is almost never... I mean, our family is very small, obviously, and there's never been an occasion where this many people have been together, as far as I've known, and it's just it's a wonderful idea. I mean, I'm glad that, I don't know if we're the reason for it, but I'm glad it's been used. I guess we are, but it sounds kind of egocentric, but I'm so glad that that's been a rallying point for everyone.
We're the excuse for it. This is the premise under which we're gathered.
Because originally her parents came, our first summer in Iowa, they came to visit us, and it was their first really glimpse of the life here, and to kind of get to know my parents a bit. And it went really, really well, and from then on it was kind of, we could tell that our families had a lot in common, and that it was going to be a good life together. And this has further solidified that idea that these families may be meant to be together. Right, darling? Or is that too corny for your taste?
I was just thinking it sounded like the Brady Bunch intro.
Well, so this is your role.
I'm sorry, I'm razzing him. I love razzing him.
You're going to sit here and make Saturday Night Live comments while I turn to be...
I'm Johnny. I don't know.
It's your turn.
No, I'd rather just make smart aleck remarks.
You excel.
What was the question?
But, it's... It is a pretty international cast today, that's for sure.
Certainly national, in the sense that everybody came from all over this country, all the corners, pretty much. But it's good because there are, I think, 16 of us today here, and that is a manageable number. I mean, more than this would have been tough, and this way I was able to speak to everybody a little bit, and even given the current difficulties of having to do with having this bug, and it's been a little bit of an imposition, but it really was quite manageable with just this small number of 16, which is just, it's a nice kind of round number.
And also,
it's easy.
Originally, we were going to, this is going to be a wedding ceremony, and because she's pregnant, and we just kind of were in a rush we wanted to get married earlier in the year.
We got married before we got pregnant.
Before we got pregnant. We should have that known.
But it's actually amazing because it sounds very, I'm sort of amazed by this because it doesn't sound like it's true, but it really was 3 weeks later that we conceived, and we knew about it a little after that. I mean, we didn't know right away, but it worked out very well because we didn't dare plan anything because it's pretty hopeless when you try to do that. But this was secretly what we were hoping would happen.
It also worked
knock
out.
on wood, it will work out as we hope.
It also worked out in the sense that, you know, originally we were going to have basically a day celebration on like a Saturday, and that would be the focus event. Versus
Today.
This is something that where
It would have been today.
over 3 days people get to spend a lot of time together, and there's no, you know, one time where this is this great celebration. Instead, it's kind of continual celebration, and in a way, it's a lot nicer because you know, one event is not enough for, you know, people who've never known, you know, never met each other and don't know really that much about each other.
No, it's also easier because if I you know, not having known obviously then that I was, I mean, I don't want to make too much of it, but I really feel like this is probably the worst cold I've ever had in my life. So I'm sort of, my head is, and I'm not even medicated, but I sound like I am.
You're making sense, though. I'm sorry.
Yes, in a peculiar way.
You're doing well.
I wonder what that says about you. But anyway,
I'm always
given that this is the situation, I'm very glad that there wasn't a big wedding type of thing going on today, because I think it would have been absolutely, I don't think I probably would have fainted before I said I do, and would have created a whole new set of
I mean, family is what our focus. I mean, we had a lot of friends in mind that would have liked to have been here, but you know, friends are kind of are for a different time in life, in the sense that when we live in New York, it's great to see friends, and we go and visit friends in LA or whatever. But family really is the most important things in our life, and we're just thrilled that you know, we'll continue the DeBoldt name, for example. I know Grandpa would have loved that, and he kind of knew that was going to happen.
Sure.
When he met Shara.
Well, after 2 years had gone by, and
he always razzed me about what was taking you guys so long to get married, let alone have a child.
No, he didn't mention the child. Of course, he was not.
No.
He was very appropriate in his encouragement.
Hey, and I also want to say, since we're on camera, that this is my grandfather, Treeman, Pop's shirt, and I kind of wore it in memory of him. I know he would have really loved to have been here, and both Grandpa and Pop, I know how much they would have adored your family, and obviously adored you. They already did adore you, but it's one of my few regrets that they weren't able to be here. But
sure, I think we all feel that way. It's a profound regret, actually.
Yeah.
But it's, you know, it doesn't. It's we've all. It's funny. There is room for them here. You know, there's 16 of us here, but there are others that we don't see. You know. So.
Yeah.
We feel them.
Sure.
They're with us.
Sure. I think it has something to do with why we met as well. They were sort of. There's some sort of good word. Lots of good words being put in for both of us. So. By people who knew us very, very well, specifically, and that continues to happen.
Yeah. No, it's funny how it works, because, you know, we did take our time to get married, but they were
not that long.
Well,
less than 3 years since our first date till the wedding, which I think is pretty good in this day and age.
Pretty good this day and age. That's true.
Yeah.
This day and age is true.
In the
But there were several things that happened in my life that, along the way, that just reaffirmed that she was the woman for me. You know, it was just a gradual. I mean, it was an immediate discovery when I first met you. But there were things along the way that happened that just said, you know, there's no doubt that we were meant to be together and have a life together, and it has gotten better every day, every month.
Been very nice.
And this is our biggest blessing of all.
Yeah.
Baby to be. Yeah. And we're heading into a totally different phase of life now, where we're thinking about, you know, buying a house, and you know, thinking of school districts and bizarre issues like that. Owning a lawn. Wow.
That's a big issue for him. I think that's probably the scariest part for Ethan. Not sure. I mean, yeah. It's the responsibility. I think he's not fazed by fatherhood as much as by the prospect of lawn care in perpetuity.
I'm thrilled with that prospect, actually. Thrilled.
Well, come on, spin some more.
That's great.
You got about 10 more minutes.
No, you're fine. You set it off.
Yeah. Shut up.
Thank you for doing this.
Thank you. And we're so, it's really
You're
wonderful
welcome. It's a
having
pleasure.
you both be part of this. And I hope that you'll get to spend some time in front of the camera.
Oh, well, yeah, we will.
Like, how about now? Tables are turning.
You gonna shoot?
Watch out.
I can shoot you guys.
Okay.
Started off there.
Well,
You can
Ethan
tell
and
we're
Shara.
all used to being behind the scenes.
As your Auntie Deb, I just want you to know that the two of you seem so well suited for each other, so much in love, and this child has chosen so well to choose you two for her parents. His or her parents. And I want you to know that the most important thing that you can do for each other is to always try to lend a helping hand, because that's what it takes. It takes a lot of work to raise a kid, just like it does to raise a garden or anything else. And if you can help each other in that process, then everything will work out just fine. We are so happy to be with you today and to see how the family's expanded and is expanding as we speak, but to meet all these wonderful people and just great.
It's been so wonderful to meet everybody in the family, all the different families coming together, have such great conversations with everybody. It's nice to feel the love expand from you guys. It's like this is all kind of a beautiful expression of the love that you have for each other, both of you. And it's really obvious how much you two care for each other. This is something that I hope you will never lose touch of. It's so important to keep those early experiences together and to keep reminding yourself of what this experience was, because this is something you're going to literally carry your whole life. I'm so happy about the child. I think I told you, Ethan, about about my dad's feeling about the DeBoldt family name was going to die out. Right. And this is like a kind of continuation, sort of fulfillment of him. And I feel like he's kind of looking over the whole thing. I can kind of feel his presence. So, Don.
I'm at a loss for words. Yeah, really. I'm just really thrilled to be able to be here with you guys and, get to share with you. And I'm so happy to have you in my life. And I'm thrilled I get to have a little cousin. I hope I can be more like an auntie.
Absolutely.
But, it's just wonderful.
We don't have any, we don't have any sisters, so
Right.
you shall definitely be an aunt.
Oh, goody. And get to come visit. I think you're right. You guys will come up and visit, and I'll be hopefully more around. I just love you guys very much. I wish you joy and happiness.
See, you can get a wonderful child just like I got this incredible child. It's amazing.
You just have to go through all the years of stress and trauma first. And then you'll have these happy moments.
Exactly. Well, you guys have always been a model of love.
Get up, buddy.
You guys have always been a model of love for me. I mean, the tremendous love that you three have, and the bond that you've had with your mom for so long. It's really a great model for us.
Yeah. Well, you have it with your parents too.
Yeah.
Definitely. And now you have this whole new family. It's wonderful to get to meet everybody and, expand. And it's a very international group coming from everywhere. Mm-hmm. Hawaii and London and Philly, and it's wonderful.
Afghanistan, Pakistan, Germany. I think it's kind of a true American family.
It really is. It's true. Absolutely.
It's a rich mix.
Interviewer coming up.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you guys.
Love you guys.
Love you.
Anyway, this is our crazy dog that's been sequestered outside all day. Or not sequestered, but tossed out into the wilderness. not entrusted with the rest of the family because he's too hyper. Come on, Taz. Try to be an adult for 1 second.
Well, Mums,
Well, I'd like to say that Ethan is such a fantastic grandson. I love him dearly, and Scott loved him dearly, and we really enjoyed meeting his wife, who I think is beautiful, and a really perfect match they seem to be. And best of all, the little one to be, and I'll be a great grandmama.
better late than never.
Yeah, right. And since I only have one grandson, I'm delighted that the DeBoldt name will be carried through. And we'll have more, maybe more, after that.
Yeah.
Your turn.
I think Shara is a fabulous, fabulous person. I really love her. She's really, we really get along well right from the first I met her a couple of years ago. And they seem to be really, really a good couple. I've never seen a crossword between them, which is very nice. I should take a lesson from them. But Ethan is very dear. He, of course, is my only nephew. And he's the only one that's going to pass on the bloodline. So he's very important for that reason alone. We've always really gotten along well together. I think of him as a little boy. We always used to compete in athletics and video games. We would, over food, always over food. I remember, remember how physical Ethan was? He would always lean on you.
I remember you playing that game with Scotty. You and Scotty and he, and you'd...
Oh, yeah.
You'd...
Checkers.
Checkers,
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, the rivalry between them in checkers was
That was with
unbelievable.
Scotty. That was Scotty. Scotty was good at checkers.
And Ethan is...
Ethan's very competitive. I love that. We used to play. I remember one vacation when they were already settled in Austin, and we got involved in this endless wiffle ball running score that went on for about 4 days. And I remember after having won, I remember for about 3 months after that, I had the worst tendonitis in my elbow. I just couldn't stand to lose. And then we used to play basketball to the point where, I mean, we were really aggressive against each other, trying to win. I never played him when he got really good and big, or when he was in college.
Well, Ethan has always been very sweet to me and will play golf with me whenever I ask him or he asks me when we're together, which isn't very often, but it's...
I hope we'll
it's
see a lot
nice
more
to
of
be
him.
able to play golf with your grandson, you know? It's just wonderful.
Yeah.
And we certainly wish both he and Shara have a wonderful, happy life together and have a lovely baby.
Sure.
We don't mind whether it's a boy or a girl, just as long as we have a little baby.
That'll be a wonderful, that'll be a great experience. I hope we see a lot of them down in Florida. Got a big house with a nice set. We have the bridal suite for them.
Ethan, Shara, I would like to express my extreme, and I mean extreme, pleasure in your union and the best of luck in all the many years that you have together, and have so many wonderful moments with my best wishes. And to my future great niece or nephew, God, that sounds that makes me feel terribly old, but I must say, I hope you guys have just the greatest of happiness for forever, and all the luck and love. Thanks.
What do you have to do?
Patience, my dear, patience. The most important thing, I think. And I have to admit that I don't have much of it. I mean, you know, that's for sure. Even, I mean, I'm from Poland, Dwayne is from here, and it's just, you know, we have differences and everything. But we are from the same background, from the same type of a family situation, which helps.
Pontificating about patience, Scotty.
I have patience to the point, but after a while, my patience wears off quickly.
Now you hear that, Ethan? I guess Ethan will be a...
And especially when you have children, you know, I mean, that's so important.
Be a good listener, Ethan.
That's right. You have to be a good listener, that's right.
That's always a good...
Understand your wife. Don't pay attention to her moods when she's pregnant and after she has a baby, because let me tell you, you don't know what you are into, my boy. For sure. You have to experience it, actually, you know, to have children. And I know because I've done it.
And we hope to see them, the three of them, with baby down in Florida.
Yeah, absolutely.
All the time.
But not in summertime.
Too hot.
I would say winter would be the best time to visit, you know. I mean, forget it. Summertime, out of the question.
I think you're the one who's often giving advice, so you start.
Oh, it appears that I am often giving advice, which is the most dangerous thing.
Yeah.
Well, I was thinking about it just a few minutes ago when I think I was told that I may be up next, that what am I going to say? And I thought, well, there's only very little that I can say with total conviction, and that is that Shera is very special to me, has always been so. There have been times that we have been somewhat separated by space, but she's always been close to me, and I now have added another person to that very special location where she resides, and that's Ethan. And I really don't have anything more to add to that, that they now become very special. Two of them become very special to me, and that's all I have to say. Mm-hmm. Everything else is just a restatement of that in different words.
Well, I think mothers, when they have daughters, sort of expect at some point that, of course, they grow up and get married and go away, etc. And what I was thinking about this part of it when I heard that Shera was pregnant. And I had also remembered hearing my mother say how fast it goes and enjoy it. And I thought, what on earth does she mean? I mean, because it was all those things that we needed to do, and it seemed to be, you know, fairly complicated, long process. And I thought, where did it go? I mean, it just, you know, she was a beautiful little baby, born in the middle of a war between India and Pakistan, literally, in a city that was under bombardment every night. And I remember, and at the end of these couple of days of being in labor and being in the trenches and going back in labor, and because of the fact, I guess hospitals weren't equipped for anything, and under war conditions, because nobody in Pindi expected that kind of war. And at the end of it was this beautiful little bundle that you got, you know, after 2 days, and it was, and then just the growing up period, and then she went off to Oxford and came back from Oxford, and all of a sudden, then, you know, she's pregnant. It didn't seem, it just somehow seems to have gone so quickly. But the great thing is that when I see the affection with which she holds the family, and for a mother, just as importantly, if not more, the family holds her in a special sort of place, and this love between Ethan and Shara. I think this is the luckiest baby in the world. And I hope that the baby will know that. I think the baby knows that already. And just to make things different, we're going to spoil the baby rotten. So I'm looking forward to that too. And it's but just sitting here in Iowa on this beautiful farm, amidst all these friends and flowers and everything, it's just, it seems such a perfect world. And I feel we are really blessed to be part of it. And looking back, some point, I hope the children and their children will know that we felt that way and we treasure these memories always. I think it's what this effort that you're making in putting this together. I mean, it's a labor of love. It's a lot of work.
Even though it's my job to give advice as a management consultant, I'm probably the worst person to give personal advice around. But that said, I don't think you guys need much advice because you seem to be doing so well for yourselves, and I know you're going to do very well for your child. Frankly, I think that you know, for just having gotten to know Ethan, I mean, I've known Shara my whole life, and it's been a pleasure. But getting to know Ethan and having gotten to know him over the last, over the last couple of years, basically now, has been a great joy. And I'm sure that I haven't even scratched the surface. I think he's a lot more complicated and interesting than he lets on, and I look forward to getting to know that over time. So in terms of advice, frankly, I'd say, you know, keep doing what they're doing. And I'm really looking forward to being an uncle. And I guess I'm in the unique position of being the only uncle in the family. Though there are lots of wonderful great uncles and great aunts that I've finally gotten to meet now, two of which are sitting right here in front of me. But you know, it's a lot more responsibility than I expected to have. So I'm not sure how I feel about that, but I'll do my best. But all that said, I think I just want to wish both of you all the best, and I look forward to many more events like this where our families can come together, and you two should never forget that you're the reason that we're all coming together. So it's a wonderful thing for all of us.
I think they have everything they need to make a married life very happy. To me, it's quite a miracle how these two people found each other.